the face of horrific acts of violence at a Sikh temple near Milwaukee or at a Jewish community center outside Kansas City. We reaffirmed our commitment to pluralism and to freedom, repulsed by the notion that anyone should ever be targeted because of who they are or what they look like or how they worship. Most recently, with the brutal murders in Chapel Hill of 3 young Muslim Americans, many Muslim Americans are worried and afraid. And I want to be as clear as I can be. As Americans, all faiths and backgrounds, we stand with you in your grief, and we offer our love and we offer our support.
What is wrong with this man? Welcome to Give Me 5. What is wrong with this man? What is wrong with, if I had a son, he'd look like Trayvon. With, I don't know what happened in Cambridge, but the cops acted stupidly. Michael Brown, he sends 3 people to the Michael Brown funeral. What is wrong with this man? There is no evidence. Here we are, what, a week, 2 weeks later? No evidence that we've heard about that this shooter who committed the horrific murders of those Muslims in North Carolina did it out of racial bias or religious bias or because they were Muslim. No evidence. The same president who said that the kosher market in Paris was shut up by coincidence, had nothing to do with it being a kosher market, makes up out of whole cloth to the world that 3 Muslims were shot in America because they were Muslim. He is a liar at this point. A liar. But are we surprised? Here's more.
We all know there is no one profile of a violent extremist or terrorist. So there's no way to predict who will become radicalized. Around the world and here in the United States, inexcusable acts of violence have been committed against people of different faiths, by people of different faiths, which is, of course, a betrayal of all our faiths. It's not unique to one group or to one geography or one period of time.
So is he hearkening back to the Crusades again? He is not only a liar, he's a snake oil salesman. If you got a million acts of terror committed by Muslims and 2 committed by Christians and 1 committed by Jews, to say, oh, all religions do it, is a snake oil salesman. And nothing more. And to go back to old periods of time, so he's going back to the Crusades again, right? Can't wait for the next ISIS video, the murderous video. Maybe they'll quote from Obama. More.
Now, leading up to this summit, there's been a fair amount of debate in the press and among pundits about the words we use to describe and frame this challenge. So I want to be very clear about how I see it. Al-Qaeda and ISIL and groups like it are desperate for legitimacy. They try to portray themselves as religious leaders, holy warriors in defense of Islam. That's why ISIL presumes to declare itself the Islamic State. And they propagate the notion that America, and the West generally, is at war with Islam.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, he goes on to say that we're not at war with Islam, and here's one more.
We must never accept the premise that they put forward, because it is a lie. Nor should we grant these terrorists the religious legitimacy that they seek. They are not religious leaders, they're terrorists. And we are not at war with Islam. We are at war with people who have perverted Islam.
I just got to say, and I've said this before, there are all forms of Christianity, there are lots of forms of Judaism, and apparently there's lots of forms of Islam. Who is he, a non-Muslim, to tell Muslims who say they're Muslims practicing their religion as they see it, that it's a fraud? On the Steve Malzberg Show.